The Toronto Blue Jays get spring training underway tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Yusei Kikuchi takes the hill. We don't know how many innings he's going to pitch, but he's going to be out there to start, followed by Zach Thompson and probably Trent Thornton as well. And another news note that we have coming out of Jays land today is Edwin Encarnacion. He's not going to come back as a player, but maybe on the coaching staff, the front office is interested in bringing him back. So we'll have that and much more in this episode of Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. And I'm super excited for the game tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates. We might be live streaming for that. I think the plan, Nick, is to let the starters play for a couple of innings and then go live after that, see how they do. Let me know what you think of that. And yeah, I'm just excited for baseball to get underway here.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on the Discord and the community tab as well. And yeah, baseball's officially back as of today. A couple of spring training games. You guys get to see all the new rules as of the time this is uploaded. So hopefully you're all enjoying that. And make sure to hit the subscribe button as we're on the road to 6,500 subscribers. Hopefully hitting that before opening day. But let's get into the first topic, which is Yusei Kikuchi announced as the starter for spring training opener, which is, of course, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Peter, you made a short on that, but let's delve into it a bit more now now that we have some time to kind of take it in. So we'll get into the first screenshot here, which is right here from Keegan Matheson saying Yusei Kikuchi will start the Blue Jays spring opener on Saturday, followed by Zach Thompson. Trent Thornton will likely follow. So I'll let you discuss that now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I said it in the short video that I made yesterday that I expect Zach Thompson, Yusei Kikuchi, and Mitch White to be battling for that fifth starter spot. Now, I think all indications are pointing towards Mitch White probably pitching on Sunday against the New York Yankees, so we're going to see that. And right now, the favorite to take that spot is Yusei Kikuchi. He's got the best stuff of the three. He's the most proven of the three. Although he struggled a lot last year, I really think he's got a chance to bounce back and find some sort of form that he had in that first half of his All-Star year with Seattle. So I'm excited to see what he can do. The stuff's never been the problem, Nick. Like we've never complained about his velocity or the movement on his slider or his changeup or anything like that. It's always been the location, and it's just been about consistency and finding the right formula to put it all together.
Yeah, I think John Snyder came out today saying for Sunday they're going to do a mix of like bullpen game with different people. So I would expect maybe Mitch White to be within those bullpen arms because he's kind of not
Yeah.
really a starter at this point. So yeah, excited to see then. And this is from Keegan Matheson. Pete Walker on Yusei Kikuchi was a clear path to the number 5 job, as we've discussed, saying his confidence level is high right now. He's excited. He told me it's the best he's felt in 5 years, which it was an interesting quote. He didn't have to say that, though I'd hope he's, feeling pretty good after his, poor season last year. And let's just quickly delve into Yusei Kikuchi just a little bit more here. He averages 95 with his fastball, which is great for a lefty. He has a cutter, changeup. He has a new curveball now that's not shown here because this is from 2022 that I'm going to be excited to look out for tomorrow. But when you look at his percentiles, they're really not great. And I hadn't really looked at his StatCast too much, but a lot of 1 percentiles, which is bad. Obviously, he has a great velocity, but I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see, and I really am hoping that he made some adjustments. And of course, him adding a curveball could be that wipeout pitch that he needs to go alongside his fastball. But I don't know. Tomorrow's it's honestly the most exciting that probably the most exciting spring training game besides a maybe Ricky Tiedemann appearance that you could really ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super stoked for it. And just one more thing on Yusei Kikuchi here. I think he just gets way too much of the blame to shoulder, and last year, yes, he wasn't good. Let's call a spade a spade. He could have been a lot better in that number 5 spot than he was, and he was eventually taken out of the rotation. But a lot of the Blue Jays' success last year was hinged on Jose Barrios' performance, and he was also very bad. Yes, he won the majority of his games that he took the mound in, but that's because the team gave him incredible run support, and he was atrocious all year long. I mean, I don't think he's going to be that bad, and I don't think the Jays necessarily need to rely on Kikuchi as much this year because I think you're going to get an uptick in production from Jose Barrios. You're going to get more luck out of Kevin Gausman, and you know what you're getting out of Alek Manoah. So anything that you get out of Yusei Kikuchi is gravy at this point, and I don't think he can be much worse than he was in 2022. Same goes for Jose Barrios.
Yeah, I agree. And if they both bounce back and then he ends up being a number 5 starter, that'll be great. But let's move into the second topic now and let us know your thoughts are on that, which is Edwin Encarnacion returning. Not as a player, I guess, unfortunately, but as a, potential coach, as this was released yesterday, saying that the Blue Jays tried to sign Victor Martinez for his bat in the fall of 2014. All these years later, as he's jumping into the fold as a special assistant, and we obviously had a video on that a few days ago. But this was released today as well, saying besides adding Victor Martinez, Paul Quantrill is also back as a special assistant, and then Edwin Encarnacion and Pat Hedgen will join the Blue Jays camp next month to explore larger roles with the club too. And that, of course, had Twitterverse going crazy. Thomas Hall saying the band is reuniting, and then right here, a funny one saying the Blue Jays are putting together an absolute weapon of a coaching staff. Bring back Jose Bautista, which obviously is probably not going to happen, but the Edwin Encarnacion thing could happen. And I'm not sure. I don't know if it's likely yet. We don't know too much on it, but I would love to have Edwin Encarnacion back with the Jays in some capacity.
Yeah, well, just like we said, we don't know what kind of impact they'll have on the team itself, if any at all. But it can't hurt to bring in, former elite players that know their way around the organization, specifically like Edwin Encarnacion and Pat Henkin, who are both Blue Jay legends and enjoyed some playoff success as well. And Victor Martinez, who was a phenomenal hitter, very routine based type player. And then Paul Quantrill, one of the more notable Canadians in baseball history, whose son plays for the Cleveland Guardians. So, you're assembling this kind of Avengers like coaching staff here of former Blue Jay legends, Canadian legends, and it's just nice to see. And it won't hurt the team at all. It'll probably help a lot more than it'll hurt them negatively. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that can really go wrong with it, you wouldn't think. And, obviously with Don Mattingly, who I saw on Twitter the other day, he started posing, got his uniform on. It looks interesting. It looks very interesting. Obviously, he had his Dodger blue on in the past, but interesting having him as a Blue Jay, and I'm excited to see what he can do. But Edwin Encarnacion, it obviously won't be, as at least at the start, a very prominent role with the players firsthand. Like, we won't be seeing him in the dugout or anything like that if he does get hired. But maybe in the future would go there, and that'd be interesting to see. Maybe Edwin Encarnacion is, I don't know, a hitting coach or something in the future. But let's move on
Maybe.
now to the third and final topic. Make sure to let us know your thoughts are on that. But this one's interesting, and I'll let you talk about this a little bit more. So, the top 100 Zips Fangraph projections for prospects was released, which has very, very interesting. It has Orelvis Martinez at number 5 with Ricky Tiedemann and Addison Barger as well within the top 30. So I'll pop up this now. This is the list for the top 10, which you can see highlighted there is Orelvis Martinez. Now, you might notice that look at the Fangraphs rankings for their top 100 prospects. So this is just based off of the Zips projections, which we'll get into in a second. But he's an unranked prospect that, according to these projections, ranks 5th overall. And of course, they also have Ricky Tiedemann at 13 and Addison Barger at 26. Now, before we get your thoughts on this, Peter, I'll just quickly go over what Zips projection is. So this is on their website. It says it's a useful tool, but the projections, whether for prospects or for baseball as a whole, are not intended to replace scouting. The purpose of Zips is to get the best answers possible from the data available, not necessarily to be the one ring to prove them all theory. So Zips doesn't go into some things that scouts do. So essentially what it is, it's they take a bunch of data from computers and put it into context and make adjustments and do their best. But obviously, clearly, scouts are still kind of major disagreements here because Orelvis not even in the top 100. But on this list, they have him within 5, also showing Ricky Tiedemann to love at 13. Do you have any thoughts on this list or what you make of the Zips projections? I guess it goes to show that sometimes the computer isn't going to be 100% accurate, or they'll prove us wrong and Orelvis will have a breakout year.
Yeah, well, if you pull it up one more time, Nick, as we see right there, no, the actual ranking, the ranking itself. So if you watch those top 10 guys right there are all ranked in the top 30 in Fangraphs, and then Orelvis Martinez is just unranked. So it's super weird to see that. I don't know, maybe it's based off like what kind of production that they'll have in 2023. They expect Orelvis Martinez to get called up sometime throughout the season and be a lefty masher. I don't know. I really, really am confused by this ranking. It's nice to see Ricky Tiedemann at 13th. That maybe gives me hope that he might get called up. And Addison Barger in the top 30. He just keeps climbing these new lists that are coming out, and I think it'll be only a matter of time before he's making a huge impact at the major league level. But I don't know. There's got to be something more that we don't know about Orelvis for him to be in that top 5. Maybe it's his power potential, it's his tools, it's the fact that he's so young. It's just, I don't know. It's weird to me, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, I have no idea either. And if you guys know, let us know. But obviously, Zips, they don't really give a full definition of what it is. But it must be obviously he has plus power for his age. He's still young. He got called up and didn't do great. He's kind of been on the downcline recently. But maybe, just maybe, this Zips knows something we don't. And if he ends up turning into a top 5 prospect, I for one would be shocked. But I would definitely welcome it because having a third baseman or whatever position he ends up playing would
Yeah.
be great. But do you have any final thoughts on that before we wrap up?
No, I'm just excited to see what these young guys are going to do on Saturday, and can't wait for some baseball.
Yeah, it's exciting. We'll keep you updated on the Discord and the community tab regarding potential live streams. But make sure to hit the subscribe button as we continue to pump out daily content, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video or stream.
Thanks.